You go from the top out of the water, bang. Boom. Hawa, sniper. This is Not For Radio. We are your host, Duncan Hyde, Jay Reeve. Colourful language, that's our thing. That'll be in there.
It gets a reference, actually, and some feedback from Shabba over in Australia.
Yeah, Jay's got to buy him a new Bentley. There'll be more details before the end of the podcast. One of the greatest shows in New Zealand history, TV shows, is going to be on YouTube. Bit of a chat about that to get you onto it if you want some good, hearty Kiwi comedy/drama.
Yeah, we come back with best places to fart and also where the snipers are located across the globe. Like, this is a very impressive collection of humans from some incredible places that I would love to visit.
There's also quite a bit in the podcast of me trying to read words I've never seen before in my life and making an absolute fucking meal of it, which is great for everyone else, but not for me. But
yeah. And what it's like to go to a World War II bunker.
Oh, yes, please. Team Kit giveaways. These are Sniper Elite members. Remember, you can unlock over 250 episodes by paying. It's less than the price of a beer a month. Best way to support us, it really is, so we can keep doing the same sort of content. If you want to do that, you can have a look at the show notes. It'll be in there. And we also give people some sick prizes, like James Lang, John Shepherd, and Dylan Bradbury.
Congratulations.
Well done. Enjoy the podcast.
Snipers, ready up. It's war story time.
I love it how this has got to this point where I'm continually being sent messages by people going, fuck me, have I got a yarn for you? I was just drinking piss with someone at a pub or on a boat or so on and so forth. So Benny Pukaya, he's big in the fishing scene in New Zealand, nomad fishing. And he's like, fuck me, this guy that we had on the boat with us from Australia will absolutely buckle you. He goes, I felt like I'd been fighting 1,000,000 men when I got back from this trip. He's like, I've never
felt
laughed.
Like a silverback gorilla.
Yeah, the whole back of his head, he reckons, was fucked. He was cramping up on the boat. He reckons he's never laughed harder and longer. So I'm looking forward to getting, the bloke's name's Rosie, getting him on from Australia.
Yeah, nice.
Anywho, straight to a war story we shall go. Buckle yourselves in, because this is a fucking David Longy. Okay, this one's from Joe Goodwin in Rochester, Kent, United Kingdom. Under the category of getting an X-ray in a World War II hospital. Dear fellas and fellette, I've been a long-time listener and viewer of your podcast, both the Not For Radio and your Rock Drive series. Each and every episode has me howling with laughter every time without fail. You guys are amazing together, and your infectious laughter brightens my day. Thanks, mate. Appreciate those kind words. After hearing multiple stories about snipers having a not-so-lucky time, I thought I'd take the time to share this guy's story. His name is Joe, because that's my fucking name.
Yes.
This yarn has twists and turns, and have you thinking, no way, that didn't happen. But I can assure you, what I'm about to say, and I'll struggle to believe it myself sometimes, I live the fucking thing. The image I've attached... Oh, you fucker.
I'm so excited for this.
Oh, you fucker. See, this is why my mind starts to race.
Have you scrolled across upon an image?
I haven't seen it, no. But now I know it's there. So now I'm thinking fucking worst case scenario.
Okay, let's think what would be worst case scenario.
No, I don't want to.
Someone unzipped and unpeeled like a banana with their shit everywhere.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, let's see if it's that bad. Go.
Okay. Oh, fuck you, Joe. Thanks, mate. We shall start off our story by casting you back to the year 2019. It was a warm summer day. I was working in a supermarket warehouse. I was driving around on a forklift. See, this is where my mind starts to pull all these things together. Grabbing products to sling into pallets. That was me, I think. Fuck, apologies. Slick as. Into pallets and send to stores. Now, I should mention I was new to this job. I'd only been there 8 weeks. I just passed my probation the week before and eager to get some new training and off the sweaty part of the job. Sweating like a glass blower's asshole. I still had my manager's words ringing in my ears. Make sure you hit the 250 items an hour for a week and you'll get trained on your chosen new skill. So off I dash at a rapid rate, throwing boxes, bags with reckless abandon. God knows what the customers thought when they opened their box of biscuits to find only fucking crumbs. But I was on a mission. Now, before I continue, I should say that the floor I'm working on is smooth and shiny concrete. Just remember that as I go. So I step off the truck as it flies up the aisle to get off and grab another item, and by this point, I'm flying along the way and way ahead of schedule up until it happened. I stepped off this one occasion onto a small piece of pallet. It went one way and I went the other. Okay. Falling onto the floor with a thump, I yelled out in agony at the top of my lungs. I get up, move my arm around and rub my elbow. Fucking hell, that hurt, I thought. I saw the wooden offender and promptly thunder fucking pumped it up the warehouse floor. Should I report this accident? I thought, then aired against it, as it wasn't that bad and I'd only fallen over, no visible damage. Well, that's what I thought anyway. I cracked on with the job, got to the end of the aisle, and as I went along, I came to the realisation, albeit slowly, that I couldn't use my left arm anymore. I couldn't lift stuff with it, and until I got a small box of cakes, I attempted to lift it and couldn't even lift it 2 inches off the ground. I think I might need some first aid, I thought. Now the penny dropped into the bottomless cavity I called my head. I drove around to find the first aider. He takes me to the first aid room, gives me a cooling pack, same thing you'd get in school when you have a boo-boo. The first aider goes to take photos of where it happened. Common practice where I worked. My manager took a look at my arm and says, "Are you sure you don't want me to ring an ambulance or get someone to take you to the hospital just to check it out and make sure that it's all safe?" I move it around and reply, "Nah, I'll be fine. If anything, I'll drive myself to the hospital." The first aider returns to us who are now in the canteen and gets hold of my arm still so he can take evidential photos of my arm. All the while, my manager is continuously saying, "Why don't you go to A&E?" Eventually, I buckle and explain that I'd take myself to hospital and I don't want to cause a fuss. In no time at all, I've managed to change my shoes, get into my car, and attempt to pull the gear shifter into drive. Thank fuck I just bought an automatic car a few months previous. But I can't apply the pressure onto the gear selector to even pull it into drive without being in agony. So with my only good hand, I drive myself to the hospital. Park up, I shuffle into the hospital, which is a very nice clean building, and speak to the receptionist who gets me to sit down and speak with the nurse. Sat down on the plastic chair next to this old lady who's quietly minding her own business. Man, I'm thirsty, I thought to myself, and attempted to hold the plastic bottle in my bad hand using the one good hand to twist the bottle open. I cannot as much as I try. It feels like my arm is splitting right down the middle. After groaning with the pain, I try with my good hand, holding the bottle with my feet, and just as I open the bottle, the old lady asks, "Did you want some help with that there, love?" I politely decline, take a sip of the lovely cold drink. Just as I put the bottle back together, I'm called into the nurse's room who, with a gently angelic-like voice, asks, "What have you done?" She was a fucking 10 out of 10, and seeing someone easy on the eye helped me feel at ease after the stress and pain I'd been in. Fell over at work and landed on my elbow, drove myself here, I explained. "All right, first things first, I'd like you to get an x-ray. Then we should have sex." I added that bit. "That way we get a better idea with what we're dealing with," she says. She builds this foam sling, gets me to put my arm through it. "I want you to keep this on just to support your arm," she continued. I felt this thing was a little pointless as I've been fucking holding my arm in an invisible sling position all day. But this is where the story picks up. The x-ray room is just outside. Look for a hill and it's under there, the nurse describes. I'm either high as fuck on painkillers or just too focused on getting an answer about my arm. I didn't pick it up. I walk out of the cool hospital into the stifling summer heat and look around thinking, where the fuck is this x-ray room? Then my eyes see it. The hill, this large mound of earth with x-ray room in large red letters emblazoned on it on the front of the hill. I'm guessing, well, this is it, I say to myself, and as I get closer, I instinctively thought, this reminds me of those fucking Anderson shelters my grandparents told me about during the war. I clamber down the concrete steps into the dark, dank environment. The cool and frigid air is soothing to me as I enter. I approach the desk and say to the nurse, "I'm here for an x-ray." Who gets me to take a seat. She prepares the x-ray room, and as I scan the navy blue cave-like brick wall, adorned around the walls are old photographs of the room I sat in. All along the dark red tiles are soldiers and military men laying out on stretchers with nurses sitting by them, all taken from the 40s. Well, fuck me. I was spot on the money. Mum and Dad ain't going to believe this, I said to myself. So suddenly I'm dragged into the x-ray theatre, which, no word of a lie, felt like something out of a fucking James Bond film with a glass table The nurse gets my arm into position. I tried twisting my arm, but it's stuck and won't budge an inch without me being in agony. Pills or no pills? Sorry, honey, but I need it in a different position, the nurse softly asked. I'm at the point really close to tears from pain. I say, I fucking can't. It's way too painful. I know I've broke my elbow now. You'll have to move it to get into the position for me. I can't do it. The nurse gets to her feet and with a quick and soft jerk, moves my arm into position. Thank fuck I was in a bunker, because I feel the agony I excreted into the room would have blown the fucking windows out of every building within a 30-metre radius. After the photograph, I slink back into the reception, wait for the nurse, my arm resting at 90 degrees on my lap, and while I'm quivering from my ordeal, a bloke walks past with his a bloke walks past and with his knee knocks my elbow.
Oh, you prick.
Now you can imagine how well that went down, can't you? I hunch over holding my arm and wince. The guy I can hear over my shoulder go, ooh, my God, you okay? I look him dead in the eyes and shout at the top of my lungs like a drill sergeant chewing out a recruit. Of course I fucking aren't. I think I've broken my fucking elbow and you just fucking hit it with your fucking knee, you stupid fucking prick.
Yes, an A-grade serve.
This guy was clearly 10 years older than me, slinks off after clearly seeing the glares he got from the other patients and staff. Either way, I'm soon called in to sit down with the nurse to discuss my broken arm. The nurse tells me I've indeed broken my elbow. You'd think that's the end of it, but fuck, it isn't, sadly. In the UK, you have to go and see a local hospital to your residence to arrange aftercare. Mine was at Midway, 30 minutes by car from my work in the hospital I'm currently in. Much to the nurse's argument, I say I'm going to drive back to work to inform them of what's going on. Like I said, I'd not felt I'd broken a bone at this stage. Then drive down to Midway to get checked out. I drove myself back to work, explained to the managers. I bet you're glad you went to hospital now, he said. I rolled my eyes and said, yeah, good thing I did. If I listened to the first aider, I would have carried on thinking I'd only fucking bruised it with an ice pack. We both share a laugh, and I said that I was going to drive myself down there. In between me leaving and walking to my car, I ring the old girl to explain. I'm told, you're a fucking idiot if you think you're driving yourself to hospital. I'll take you. So in no time, the old girl's there picking me up and we're speeding down to Midway Hospital, which is where things take a turn. We walk into the waiting room, and while my mum keeps reminding me how stupid I've been, she soon changes tune with the visits to the hospital. I fucking hate this hospital. It's full of convicts, she remarks. I laugh. I laugh, and before I could say, how do you know it's full of convicts? 2 prison officers walk in with a convict, bleeding eyebrow, dripping with blood. Well, that's a fucking one-off, I thought. But that didn't last too long either. Soon after, 2 police officers walk in, already into the room, fully flanking a large woman. Her dress looked like 2 kids fighting under a blanket. And her hair could grease your wooden furniture with ease. While she sits on 2 chairs because she's too fucking fat to sit on one copper is trying to get her to calm down while the other is looking on along with us. She started quiet but began raising her voice as the policeman was busy trying to do his job. Look, you can't threaten somebody like that. It isn't on, he advises, which only angers the beast who shouts, really? You want to fucking have a go at me? You try living next to that nympho, begging how hard she wants it. Oh, fuck.
What?
Where she wants it and how big he is. I couldn't care less. All I want is peace and quiet, not to listen to the neighbour's bed frame being fucking destroyed. All of us are trying to keep it together as the story unfolded on our ears. But the one I felt bad for the most was the copper looking on. He was so close to bursting into tears of laughter that one sexual tale from this lady would send him over the edge. Sadly, I got called away from the hectic and hilarity to find my own answers. I'd indeed broken my elbow. The doctor explained that I wouldn't have my elbow in a cast as elbows need to be moved after breakages to help them heal. Oh, fuck that.
Ew.
I'd broken my distal radius head right down the middle. Yuck. See, that's basically the bit that goes underneath. So you've got your radius and your ulnar, which are the 2 bones in your arm, and the distal head is what fucking hooks around at the end, which is yuck. So when you rest your arm on a table at a right angle, then with one finger on your elbow, you can move your arm around. That one there. This lucky fella managed to snap it in half. After my hospital visits, we flew to Malta after a week off sick with a broken elbow, and on our last day back, I had a phone call from work. They wanted me for an in-person chat about my injury, but I was in another country, but I slyly missed the phone call, and luckily they rang me back after I'd landed in the UK again. Arranged our review. A few days later, no one batted an eye at the phone call dialing in a different tone, but also the fact I was tanned like solid oak, if anyone was going to ask. I'd been sitting in the UK sun. It was sunny out, but not like the fucking Mediterranean. This meeting was when I saw the photos the bloke took of my elbow. Remember those images? My elbow made me fucking heave. The colour was what caused my reaction. My entire elbow in a large oval shape was dark black, like the black abyss in a cave. I'd never seen a bruise that dark before. And that fucking idiot reckons I'd only knocked it and needed an ice pack. And that's the story of my x-ray in a World War II bunker, my first ever broken bone, all the highs and lows of the event afterward. Hope you lads enjoyed this yarn, and always remember, if it feels broken, it probably is. Go long, go hard, and up the motherfucking wires.
Reload and focus. Another war story inbound.
Righto, what have we got? Out of Australia. Dear purveyors of questionable tales and champions of late-night radio glory, I present to you an odyssey so preposterously... Say it for me?
Preposterously.
This is a tricky one.
Preposterously.
Great, nailed it. Unhinged, it deserves to be etched into the annals of misadventure folklore. It begins on a nondescript Saturday morning when my comrades and I embark on a marathon of alcoholic excess so thorough. Fucking hell. What is that word? Dionys?
Yeah.
Fucking
Because look, no, give me a look. Dionysus.
What's that?
It's like a Greek god.
Oh, God. Fuck this.
You fucking... Dunk's
I've
only
never
just
even
got
heard that before in my life. I
just
should have done fucking history or something.
Just fuck, have you never read a book?
Nah. I listened to them. What is it? Dionysus. Anyway, some fucking Greek god would have thrown in the towel by sundown. By 1 a.m, our collective livers waved the white flag, and like responsible degenerates, we sought refuge in kebabs and cabs. Fuck yeah.
Perfect end to a perfect evening.
All but one, the birthday boy, a true connoisseur of catastrophe, pressed on into the abyss. Now, as legend has it, he stumbled into an establishment so perilous it made Mordor look like a day spa. There amid the detritus of the night. What the fuck?
I don't know if Teagues has done this on purpose.
It's so ridiculous.
You
First we had an 80-minute war story about some cunt that just fell over and broke his elbow. And now I've got fucking the dictionary thrown at me. What the fuck is happening today? Was anyone else singing that halfway through that war story? Like, it was a good story, but fuck me, it was long.
the word economy. He was free reign.
So we've got lack of word economy in the first one, and then
Words you can't read in the second.
Yeah, it's like every second word's one I've never seen before. Together they engaged in what could only be termed as a one-sided transaction of affection. She achieved... Oh, so he's... Okay, so he's gone into a knock shop. She achieved her desired outcome. He, however, fell tragically short of the finish line, hindered by an impressive blood alcohol content and the haunting glow of a flickering neon sign. Come 6 a.m, semi-conscious and fueled by sheer stubbornness, he mapped out a heroic 18-kilometre pilgrimage to the nearest Dan Murphy's because the Sunday session waits for no man.
Fucking nice work, brother.
Acquiring a sacred slab of liquid courage, he summoned a taxi, brandished a business card with our mate's new address and set forth. Upon arrival and finding no one home, he did what any self-respecting drunkard would do, hopped the fence and claimed dominion over the backyard. Within hours, he had mowed the lawn, pressure-washed the windows, constructed a ceremonial bin fire, and single-handedly revitalised the outdoor area like a shirtless, boozy, better version of Better Homes and Gardens.
What a legend.
After downing half of his slab and slipping into the spa like an inebriated Roman emperor, a car pulled up into the driveway. Undeterred, our hero sprayed the vehicle with a hose, bellowing, "Where the bloody hell have you been?" From the car emerged a bewildered little English chap. sporting the thickest Yorkshire accent known to man, who uttered the immortal words, "What do you do, mate?" It was in that very moment
That is a great Yorkshire accent.
our protagonist's blood ran colder than a mother-in-law's kiss. You see, dear listeners, he was at the wrong house. Same number, different street, a logistical calamity of Shakespearean proportions. Mortified, wrapped in nothing but sodden jocks and misplaced bravado, he stammered with an apology, brandished the cursed business card and legged it down the road like a 7-year-old boy escaping his first awkward pash. It remains without question one of the finest epics to have ever emerged from our circle of misfits. Yours in chaos and poor decision making. The end.
That is word economy at its finest.
Yeah,
Well
that's
done.
good. Apart from the fucking words I've never seen before. What about doing a Greek god that we've all heard of?
Give me the list.
Adonis. Ooh. Who's the one that
I don't even think a Greek Adonis is like a muscular man.
Well, aren't they all the gods mostly? Well, who's the god of war?
Zeus?
Nah, Zeus is the one with the trident, isn't he?
You're thinking of the Little Mermaid's
Yeah.
dad.
Is that Zeus? That's Zeus, isn't it?
I thought Thor was the god of war.
Oh, he might be the god of war. I don't know.
He's the god of a sick fucking hammer.
Yeah. He's the god of getting on the hammer. Fuck, that was so good.
God of war.
Felt good to get that off my chest about that first war story. Like, obviously, we don't like sledging people's efforts when they send them in, but it was one of those moments that I wanted to say what everyone was probably thinking listening.
It was a longie. It was a David longie. So Dionysus is the Greek god of wine,
By the way,
fertility, festivals, madness, and religious ecstasy.
Oh, yeah, great. Well,
you
this
go.
person's far more educated than me that sent in the yarn. Good on you. Listened at school, not me.
Take 2 of these and call me in the morning. Not for radio, with Jay and Dunc.
Okay, what do we got next? Yes. Oh, yes. We wanted to do a sniper roll call, didn't we?
Oh, yeah.
See where people are listening around the globe. Would you like me to start?
Yeah, I will. I'll chip into this as well. I just love just purely seeing.
Brookville, Indiana, Kenny Bruns. Someone's listening in Ohio. Brett. This is going to be one of those stitch up where I read all these names completely wrong. Chippenham in the UK. Tristan Bowden.
Chippenham.
Richie Wall. He's in the northeast of the UK. Ontario. We've got Shayla Harvey listening.
Whereabouts?
Ontario. What is that?
Ontario.
Wasn't they spelled with an E?
Fuck, I was going to read these, now I'm just going to kick back and see Dunc surf himself around the world.
Lisburn, Mark Irwin in Northern Ireland. Narara in New South Wales.
Yeah, sick.
Paul Allen. Hog Island, Grenada.
Sick.
Where's that?
Bahamas? Grenada?
Oh my gosh. This
Is
is
it not?
outrageous.
I think it is.
Someone's listening in Invercargill, which is the southernmost city in New Zealand. Great work,
Yeah,
Joanne.
it's in the Caribbean.
Liverpool.
Sick.
We've got another one in Ireland. I'm just trying to find some ones that are a little bit different. Prince Edward Island in Canada. Robert Shea. Good to have you listening.
That's a fucking cool ass place. This is like
Heaps of South Africa. Lots of UK, obviously. Northern Carolina. Andrew Brannan.
man, that's cool.
Quebec. Scotland.
Mackay.
Clayton, New York on the Canadian border.
Man, yeah, because a lot of people just think of New York as New York City, whereas New York as a state is fucking massive.
Josh Sherd is actually listening from sweaty ass crack, Texas. I had another message today from someone in Texas that said it's just fucking astronomically hot there at the moment. It's disgusting, apparently.
Wow.
Like I put up a video. We were promoting some law changes with Betcha on my Instagram today.
Yeah.
She was saying that even the thought of me wearing a scarf in the video is making her want to pass out. It's that hot there at the moment.
Man. We don't ever get at that Fort McMurray in Alberta, Canada. Man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I wonder if you are. Yeah, I wonder if you are the most.
Pennsylvania, Tony Smith.
I wonder who's the most northern listener and who's the most southern listener. So, in terms of longitude and latitude, Fort McMurray in Alberta, Canada could be right up there because it's fucking right up there. I'd say that the only person that would be able to trump them would be a rusky in the in the Tyke forest.
Yeah. I wonder if anybody's listening to us.
West Hollywood, California.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, great. There's heaps on there. That's a bit of an old post, but there's a lot. It's honestly, people do ask us as well when they're sliding into our DMs on Instagram. It's just the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll ever wrap our heads around it.
Yeah, but I love it. I absolutely love it. I love just going, like, it just makes you, it just reminds you of how big the world is and how magical the place it is. And then in terms of a collection of humans with a common shared sense of humour, if nothing else, is just one of the greatest things ever, I reckon. Like, it just never, ever, ever fails to amaze me, the number of people that are part of this podcast.
Nothing like being part of a big tribe of degenerates to make yourself feel normal.
Well, yeah, exactly. So I was having this conversation with somebody over the weekend. I was with Dog Tip, and he's like, fucking, there are people all across the world that listen to the podcast. And I'm like, yeah, and he goes, fucking, how many? And I was like, there's a metric shit ton. Like, I'm talking fucking hundreds of thousands. And he goes, do you reckon that's a good thing or a bad thing? And I was like, of course it's a good thing. And he's like, you think it's a good thing that there are more people like you out there in the world? And I was like, I've never thought about it like that. He's like, I'm not saying that my sense of humour is questionable. I think that we run I reckon we're not fucking wild and we're not, missionary. We sit in the middle.
I reckon it's probably good shit.
So yeah, I reckon we're not, it's not a bad, on reflection. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a lot of people that look at the really good things in life and they don't mind fucking having a laugh at some shit.
Yeah.
And I'm cool with that. So yeah, and the fact that somebody in Aberdeen in Scotland still finds us funny, as well as somebody that's in West Hollywood. Like, I'm not saying that they're the most diametrically opposed, places, or even like South Africa. Like, it's so fucking wild that there could be that much shared hilarity over the globe.
I just can't believe people put up with their accents.
Well, I think that's part of the reason why a lot of people listen, is to try and figure out what the fuck we're saying.
During, for people in Ireland, it'll just be like listening to like a leprechaun.
Johnny McBride.
Whereas a leprechaun just sounds like a normal person to them.
Yeah, Johnny McBride in Northern Ireland will be going, I have no fucking clue what those guys are talking about. Simon Murray, and Comeath in Ireland. That's the Australians will be like, probably not enough swearing for it to be Australian.
Yeah, we'll try and work on that.
Not for radio with Jay and Dunc. The best thing to happen when two men came together since Elton John's wedding.
Fuck, that one got Atomic Tom out the back there. Atomic Tom loved that one.
Oh, goodness me.
Holy shit.
Can I present to you another round of the best places to fart? These are beauties. This from Brian Clues. I know a lad's brother who hated his supervisor, so she used to, because she used to bring in bread to work every morning to make toast in a sandwich bag. So he used to fart in the bag every morning for weeks. Still makes me laugh to this day.
Fuck, that is such a dog act. This one here from Michael Tweedle. In the car on a hot day with a whole family. Quietly turn off their ability to operate the electric windows, turn off the AC, or set to recirculate and quietly unleash hell whilst trying your absolute best to stifle your absolute underlying glee and decimating at least two of their God-given senses.
That's so good. Sean Tidy. A large Smarties tube, then quickly trap the smell into share later with the next person. What's wrong with you?
Fucking Jamie Bruce. My old man taught me. Fart in the wife's pillowcase and fold it over, place it back carefully.
Greatest places to fart. This from Aaron. I was in prison. Double bunk cell where I was on the bottom bunk, and I had an older cellmate who liked to sleep on the top bunk. One night I sealed off my blankets and let rip in here and there for a good half an hour before I opened my bed. And it was about 10 seconds before you could hear the older fella start coughing and spluttering his ring out. He almost slapped me for that.
This one, Hadley Cox. In the fan of a welder's respiratory helmet. The fan sucks the fart into their mouths. It's fucking hilarious. Phil Goss, down the mass deck of a warship. Drop a juicy one there in such a confined space. 28 blokes, all in bunks, maximum fallout. A proper destroyer, that is. Because have you ever seen, like, TB Timbers, who's that mate of mine who's in the Navy, he's talking about the setup that they'll go to sea for like 3 or 4 months at a time. And they are
Fuck, it must feel like prison being on a boat for that long.
pretty tiny sort of setup. And then they're doing like, because I think at the moment there's a little bit of fucking military flex going on around the world, and they're moving different sort of, like that one, there's the big American aircraft carrier that fucking lost that F-18 off the back of it because they swung that real hot turn and fucking lost the plane off the back of it.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, so they were evading some torpedo thing or something. So fucking pretty gnarly. Evading some torpedo and it just fucking swung, and this super expensive jet just goes out the back and into the water.
Just the tie downs forgot to
Load
slap
of
it twice and say that's not going anywhere.
Exactly what I thought. This one here from Dion Opodi Akuhata. In a pizza chiller. I used to work at a pizza place back in 2009, and I discovered that my fart would fuck off real quick in the chiller.
So
I think they hang in the cold.
yeah, I would have thought too, but I guess if it's got circulation like a fan's going in there, it's probably got to go out to the air, you'd imagine. Last night I destroyed Frank's bedroom while I was reading him Harry Potter. 3 pungent burny ones. You know, the first one comes out, it's a bit burny. You're like, what? That's concentrated. Did 2 more. Then he told me to leave, and then I left and said, "Love you, mate." And then about 5 minutes later, he's like, "Can you get a fan?" And because the fans are in storage, I had to go and get Dixie's GHD hairdryer and plug it. Took its little lamp out, plugged it in the wall, and then sat there with the hairdryer on cold, blowing it around the room. But what I've now realised is that could be used to produce a more effective fart.
Exactly.
Fart in the bit where it sucks in, and then like you could
just direct it.
Yeah, and you could have it on hot, which would then like spice up even more.
Fuck you.
It's like a superpowered fart.
That's disgusting. Or it just
You're right.
lights up on the elements that are in there and burns back into your ass.
Yeah, well, this is that's a risk you're going to have to take, Jay.
Have you ever farted in a pool? Sorry, we're taking this into a bit of a weird area. Fart in a pool with a lighter above it
I've seen it.
and go and just get little fucking fireballs.
Yeah, and the flame will actually follow with the bubble, and then the flame bursts out on top when it hits the surface.
Well, I mean, when you're at the surface, how are you lighting a fart underwater?
Maybe I'm remembering half of it.
Yeah, I reckon it's just as it
Can
gets
we
to the top,
Google
goes,
it? We'll bring that up. Hey, Tom, bring up farting underwater.
Showboss Steve.
Depends how big your fart is.
Fucking lost it.
If you farted into a cup underwater and then you put the lighter in there, you'll be able to do it. And then you
But
whip
then
the cup off.
the lighter would be wet.
No, not if you take it down under the cup. You go from the top out of the water, bang.
Just see a little flaming globe coming up.
All I'm saying is I reckon it's doable. Just a little bit of effort.
A little bit of Mythbusters, and I reckon we'll be there.
Hey, for the international audience, one of the greatest TV shows of all time to come out of New Zealand is a show called Outrageous Fortune. Also has a prequel, which I'll probably try and watch first, wherever you get your content. West Side is first, then Outrageous Fortune. Ran for about 8 seasons, I thought 7 or 8 seasons, I think, Outrageous Fortune. It is like such a great insight into just what New Zealand, for the most part, is actually like.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's been hammed up a little bit, but a fucking hilarious comedy with drama all through it with the most amazing characters. One of them does a breakfast show in one of the studios down here in this building. Who plays a character called Munter, which is one of the all-time great characters from New Zealand TV. But they're putting it on YouTube as of July to celebrate the 20th anniversary, which is crazy it's been that long. And I think that show actually got... other people across the globe bought the rights, and so there's other versions of it. I think there's I think there's an Irish version of it. I don't know if they called it the same thing, but they essentially bought the script and read all the parts with different actors.
And there's a whole bunch of actors that starred in that have gone on to have some massive roles.
Like Anthony Starr was in Banshee. He's in The Boys.
Yeah,
getting paid absolute drug money to do that.
Yeah, Robin Malcolm, also well known around the traps as well.
Yeah. So we'll remind you when that comes out, but if you want 2 shows that are just amazing that Kiwis just absolutely love, West Side and Outrageous Fortune.
A little bit of feedback?
Yeah, okay.
This from...
Dunk, your reading sucks. Noted.
This is from Shabba in Sydney. Did we read this one out?
No.
Hello, fellas and fellette. Not a yarn as much, but just a little bit of feedback, which we're most, we welcome it. We're very open to feedback. We love it, in fact. You motherfuckers owe me an interior car clean.
How much?
It goes on. I was driving home today, playing catch up on the potty, listening to episode 520. I'd already been having a good laugh at the horrible fucker that pissed in his girlfriend's kids' drawers, etc. Then Dunk dropped an absolute bunker buster. If I say it was Jay's highlight, he'll probably know exactly what it was. More prophetically than Buddha and twice as wise as Gandhi, he profoundly drops this butt nugget. Don't be a shithead. Was it? Don't be a shithead.
It started with C and ended with UNT.
Don't be a shit. That's what it was. Yes. Jay proceeds to laugh his ass off. Now, I was already laughing at Dunk's life-affirming words of advice, but... Oh, yeah, because that was done. It was done.
Yeah.
Which is like kind of... It's an unwritten rule, and it's an easy way of actually saying it. It sums it up quite well. I was already laughing at Dunk's life-affirming words of advice, but made the mistake of having a massive swig of the old oak milkshake while you both were trying to work out whether it was bleeped or not. So when Dunk drops apologies to those listening in the US, I know it's as bad as saying the N-word. Fuck me. See, this is what we walk out of here. This is the best part of our day, collectively, best part of our day. And I leave it capsuled up so that I don't fucking stain it with anything else that I've got to do for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
So I don't remember fuck all of what we saying here. I just know I leave with a feeling. I don't leave with it.
Yeah.
Someone will tell me something like up until that point, I didn't even know what we were talking about.
No, I remembered.
Now I do.
And I definitely remember now.
Yeah. So I involuntarily splurged banana milk all over my dashboard and the lower part of my windscreen.
The car's a fucking write-off.
And nearly choke on the small portion that goes into my lungs. Fuck my life. What a mess. And to make things worse, Dunk's almost girl-like giggle afterwards had me laughing / choking even more. As I pull over and use whatever I can find, mostly my work shirt, to try and dry out my windscreen so I can continue home. Anywho, I got my motor cleaned, all the while receiving many dirty looks from the retailers, and I'm home in one piece. Although my car smells like a fucking chimp's jizz. Fucking chimp's jizz. That is great. Sweet as. Keep up the awesome work that you all do, helping us cope with this scary, wonderful, sad, amazing journey we call life. And long may you continue to help guide us through our dark times as you have for me in the past. Up the mother heckin' wahs, apart from when I'm over watching them play the Tigers. Go long, go deep, go wide, and go fucking smelly. Shabba.
Oh, my God.
Fuck, that's a highlight for me.
I'm done. That
is an
fucking
absolute
outstanding.
highlight.
Bro, do an insurance job in your car, burn it. Like, you're never getting that fucking smell out. I don't care how many summers you let that thing sit with the windows open. That's fucked your car, and I apologise.
Yeah.
Jay will buy you a new one. What was it? Bentley? Yeah, he's easy. He'll eat that shit up on his black credit card.
We'll keep an eye on Dunk's fucking colourful language. That's what we'll do. Save you the hassle.
So did that not get beeped?
I guess not.
No, it did. It did get bleeped. And
Okay.
saying what was funny was you guys saying, "Oh, that probably got bleeped because you." And yeah,
Okay.
it definitely got bleeped. All of 3 of them that you dropped. Thank you for that.
Colourful episode.
So good. When was it? Must have been a Friday.
Last week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe.
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Well, if you want some great life advice, jump on back to that episode. What episode was it?
That was episode 520.
And it's still just as profound today as it was the other day.
Yeah, that lower back tattoo, I reckon. Sorry to be one of those days.
Oh. All right. This has been
Everybody
great.
else will be sweet with it. But Oh, fuck.
Oh my God. Have a good weekend.
Have a fucking outstanding weekend. Oh, my goodness.
That
So
was.
where to from here, you know? Like, it's...
I don't know, man. We're pretty close to the bottom, so I guess we're going to start climbing our way out soon.
Oh, fuck. That was enjoyable.
That was shambolic. Oh, I might have bought a house too, guys.
Hey, yeah, congrats.
Phone's been vibrating. We'll check it after this.
Ooh.
But we've done some negotiations, which was exciting. So, tell you what, I'll be bloody hooking in tonight if we do.
Yeah.
Job done. Enormous amounts of life admin out of the way. Hey, up the wires this weekend.
Playing the Broncos, who are on fire. Side note, just, I mean, if you're not into rugby league, you won't give a shit. The fucking Panthers topped the Bulldogs last night. Tipped them over. 8-6.
Well, they're coming good, aren't
So
they?
then
That's fucking frightening.
they're now at 6th on the table.
How did that... Okay. Well, that's interesting.
They're very slick.
Have a great weekend. Go well. Go long.
Up the wires.